Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time here. This is our cozy and realistic no-mod series where we play as General of the Minutemen, rebuilding the Commonwealth one settlement at a time. And today we are back here building at Finch Farm. Now, unfortunately, last week we did have a bit of an incident with some Deathclaw attacks, and they still haven't despawned, but I pushed it out past the edge of the settlement, so we're just going to let that hang out there while we do our thing. I also, thank goodness one of you pointed this out to me in the comments because it's a brilliant idea. I think we're going to build a staircase up to that overpass just so we can scrap the stuff on it and reduce that build limit a little bit to give us some room to do more stuff. And actually, as I'm looking at these stairs, there's a pit of anxiety in my stomach walking upstairs without railings to that high. So we'll go ahead and use the warehouse stairs because they have railings. And I'm not totally sure how well this is going to work, but I think we can figure it out. I think this is a way to do this. I also have really been enjoying kicking these videos off by asking you guys for your opinion on something, like what you're doing in the background or where you're listening from. Do we have stuff up here? Yes, we do. That commenter was absolutely right. Thank you so much. And so my question for you today is there any food in the Fallout universe that you wish existed in real life? And for me, it is Yum Yum deviled eggs, because I am dying to know what they look like and how they travel and what they taste like, and really just everything about them. I can't imagine that they would be a favorite snack food of mine, but I'm just so curious, like that just, I need to know. They did show Yum Yum deviled eggs in the Fallout show. And to be honest, maybe this is a hot take, I didn't buy it. I don't think that just a straight up deviled egg would travel well enough to be a junk food. So I don't think that's how they would have looked. All right, mission accomplished here. We got 2 trucks and a lot of junk stored. So I think we can wiggle our way back down. That wasn't so scary. We do have some fog coming in. All right, so we do have their house that we can decorate. And really, I want to keep a lot of it as is, especially these signs. I think they're just so lovely around here as decoration. But I do want to clean up some of it, like the buckets and the junk. Actually, the buckets make me think that might be what they're using for an outhouse. So maybe we should go ahead and give them an outhouse so they have some better options before I take away their buckets. Let's give them just a nice little outhouse by the big house. Yeah. Nothing too obtrusive. So we've got the big house here for the main family, and inside it we have beds for the parents, which I think is Abigail and Abraham, and one of the sons. But the other son, Jake, I think it was, we have him for the quest out of the fire. So I want to give him something else to do here, and I think that's going to be a shop of some kind of as an entrance to the settlement. Maybe here. Maybe we use that to kind of cover up this junk pile thing. You know what I mean? I think there's a way to do this. That might be too close to this. We can feel it out. But some kind of shop I think would be really good for him. Maybe armor or weapons. I might have been too optimistic thinking we'd be able to cover up the junk with it, because I really want it kind of closer to the entrance of the settlement. Scooch this out of the way. Just ignore the Deathclaw, honestly. Just pretend that's not even there. Maybe like this. Because if you're entering the settlement, who is that standing over there like the creepiest ghost figure I've ever seen? Is that Abigail? Why are you out here? If there is another Deathclaw, I swear. Oh, okay. But I didn't mean to do that. If you are coming into the settlement like they are, I think having something here to kind of greet you as a structure would be nice. And then the farmer house here that we'll clean up. And then the main family house in the back, greenhouse. And then at some point, I think a clinic and a restaurant would be good too. But let's start with something for Jake to do, which maybe is a weapons store. I really enjoy looking at inspiration on the Fallout Settlements subreddit, and I saw somebody put a store inside a house. Okay, see, I just said weapons, but now I'm looking at it. And I'm honestly thinking, no, just because weapons doesn't raise happiness. What raises happiness? Clothing raises a little bit of happiness. Clinic raises happiness. Food and drink raises happiness the most. What if we give somebody else the bar and then we make Jake like the guard of the settlement or the provisioner even? This doesn't want to play nice here near the edge, and I'm wondering if that's just because we are close to the edge of the settlement. So maybe we try and bring that back in a little. But if I do that, then the store is too high up to like reasonably be shopped at by people. What about this? Nope, now I can't really lift it up as much. We are going to find a lovely position for this little shopping center. I know it. Why doesn't this want to go on top? That's interesting, isn't it? You learn something new every day in these builds. I would love for it to go right on the edge. This is weird. Let me try this a different way. Oh, that's fighting me even harder. I'm just going to get it where I want it, and then we will move the platforms to accommodate wherever it ends up. How's that? That's not terrible. I can work with that. Can I snap this next to it? No. But we can go back to some of our original plan with this. All right. Alrighty. But I saw somebody put the store kind of like in a building like this, and I just thought it was so lovely and cozy. That did just remind me too. We're getting so close, so close to 10,000 subscribers on this channel. And I will stay true to my word. Once we get there, we will do a live stream. And I thought of it because people have been asking how the lovely counter is going to work in a live stream. And I think the lovely counter is going to have to be, instead of like a counter, I think it's going to have to be a person counting it. Which might just be whoever's in the chat. I think that's such a fun idea. I want to do kind of like a private entrance. Like you can walk up to get food. Should this be the other way? I think it probably should be, which means I'm going to have to move the bar. But that's how we find new ideas. Oh, and maybe now, because I'm doing this in advance, we can connect these two pieces. We'll just, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Hold on. Here's what I meant to do. We'll reconstruct this little corner. And now we'll put this in place. And now, I don't think this will snap. Oh, yeah, maybe it won't with everything attached. Oh well. But now, if I move this, can I get this corner piece back on? I would love for the front door to feel a little protected against the entrance to the settlement, but it's really hard to do a shack piece on the edge like that. Like that, you know what I mean? We could always extend the floor a little bit. But I feel like that sticks out so much. Okay, hold on. What if we don't snap it? If we don't snap it to the door, and we just kind of try and do a few. Oh, what if we use this? How does that feel? That's really neat. Oh, I don't think I'll be able to snap things to the side of it, but maybe I can kind of get close and suggest it. That's pretty cool. Wow. And then these can kind of come together here. Oh, this is really cool. Oh, this is going to be lovely. Now again, can we put this in here? I think we will be able to do that. If I want to, I don't know why it doesn't want to go right there, but we could always rug glitch it. And this might be a good place for a rug too, because I always enjoy when we can do the rug glitch in a way that seems really intentional. And some rubber flooring under a restaurant does feel very intentional to me. It's not gonna... Oh, it will go on the dirt like that. Wait, that seems wrong. Yeah, that didn't work. When it already appears to be dusk, which makes sense, because I did not start this in the morning time. Why don't you want to play nice with this? We can offset it a bit. No, that didn't work. Interesting, interesting. Well, we know from experience that we can sometimes group select and rug glitch in a way that lets us get a little closer to stuff. So we can try that here. Like that. Some of these go green and some of them do not. And I don't even remember which way is the front anymore. I think we need to try and get this on solid ground. Let's see if I can do this with my Pip-Boy on. And on a very smooth floor. So I'll put the floor mat down. And this is so weird. Let's just scrap it and try another one. Maybe that one has bad vibes. You never know. No, this one doesn't want to go on the floor either. This one goes fine. And this one appears to go fine. It's the restaurant that doesn't want to play nice. Okay, so we could do the smaller bar, or we could try another store. And this, you know what? This could be a good general trader. Did that grab it? No. If I move this, the whole thing will come. If I store this... Ooh, now I've got both, but not really in the way that I wanted. Ooh, but this could work. This could work. All right, hold on. Let's try and get this close. The general trader, I feel like, could be a good one for Jake. Huh, I don't know why that worked, that I was just able to remove the floor mat, but that might be even better. We didn't even end up needing the rug. That's so odd. Wow, I wonder what's going on with that. I do like the idea of making him the general trader. Are they arguing? They're arguing. Let's try and pillar glitch this in. I really enjoy unique dialogue like they have. Abraham Lowell Finch. That's so fun. Switching up the character dialogue. Okay, that blends in pretty well, and then it gives them a nice entrance into this house. That's pretty cool. Obviously, there's more pieces that have to go around it, but it is very dark out now. So I say we take a little nap in this don't be mad at me setup, and we will get them in the morning. But like I was saying, I think that Jake would actually have a good time being a general trader, maybe, just because it gives him a little more contact with the outside world and a little more independence than, you know, just working for... Hi! Hi, Preston.
If it wasn't for you, things could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I think we can help him. Because remember, too, part of the reason he went to join the Forged is because he wanted to be able to make money for his family. And I think making him the general trader is a lovely way to do that. Are we too close to the junk pile to make this? Could go that way. That is neat, but I might like it even more in the back like this. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's grab a flat wall here. And then, is this too close to the... Oh, I thought it was going to be too close to the edge of the settlement, but that worked beautifully. And then since the shop is kind of going to make this exposed, I'm wondering if I can put down a wall that'll just make it feel... less so. Like, I'm just trying to feel out how we can make this feel like a house, but also a good junk shop. Those look too samey next to each other. And I don't want to leave him exposed, so I think it's got to be this one. And then we'll grab this scrappier piece to close off this wall. And we're going to see if we can put a roof on top of this to sort of blend it together. Ooh. Ooh, it is going green, so that's a good sign. But this one wasn't. Why not? Oh, is it this wall? Maybe we don't need that wall. Or maybe we'll put it back now that we've got it roofed off. That's cool. I do want something like this. Oh yeah, and I think we can put it back now that we have the roof on properly. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Oh, I think that's really neat. Now we can do like this. Oh, this is coming together so beautifully. We'll do steps there. I would like steps here too. I know they're not going to go reach the ground, but I think the middle works well enough for pathfinding. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, so this is Jake's own house. Okay, let's put a door on it. Ooh, and then maybe the turret can sit on top just because it is kind of an entrance to the settlement. And we'll grab him a door. Green goes with the general trader sign, and I think that's just so lovely. Oh, that's so neat. I don't think I would have thought to try and put the general trader like in the house like that if I hadn't seen somebody else do it. So credit to who did that first. I think it's really clever. Let's give him, I think, a small bed. I don't think he's on his own to feel lavish. I think he's on his own because he'll just get so restless if he's not. It's more like out of necessity, and he feels guilt about that, about trying to leave and how he hurt his family. So we'll put some storage in here. Ooh, and a desk would be good because now he's responsible for a whole store. And a dresser too, both for junk collection and his own stuff. And I love filing cabinets for general storage just because they feel junky and good. I know we didn't end up needing the rug, but let's give him a little rug back here for his inside part of the shop. And then a chair. I would love for him to have a chair. Ooh, let's do desk chair. And I want like a little stool, yeah, for his merchant chair. Yeah, so he can sit when things are a little slower. And then a shelf. I feel like he would have a lot of knickknacks. That's not going to fit there, but we could fit one over his bed. He's practical. Do any of these feel like good junk? I feel like an empty rack outside. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what I want it to be, you know? I like that it could be used to like collect things, like hang up his goods. I don't know what those goods would be yet, but if I had if we could hang like clothing on the hooks, it'd be lovely there. I like looking through all the miscellaneous stuff in case there's good looking junk. Sometimes we can use, ooh, you know what? These crates I think are cool. Are there dirtier variants? Yeah, this might be a cool thing that he like salvaged. Because maybe, you know what? Maybe he is too restless to stay in one place. So maybe a lot of the stuff that he has, he goes and he salvages himself. I really wanted there to be a green one to kind of match the green theme we had going on in the signs. Oh, we do have a Christmas tree. That's interesting. Any of these? Not really. Maybe maybe some other signs inside. Speaking of Christmas, speaking of holidays, I really want to do a Halloween themed build since it is October. Somebody in the comments suggested a all ghoul settlement with the Halloween decorations, and that's just such a good idea. It's such a good idea. We'll put a fire barrel. Ooh, I love these lawn flamingos for like a little junky vibe, just because they're a little quirky. Let's do, because we have this little gap where the wall kind of slopes out, we'll do a little potted plant there. This is coming together. And then I'd like to be able to do something on the wall for him. It could be a Minuteman flag. Have we already done a Minuteman flag? Just because I think the Minutemen gave him that second chance. And so now he's a Minuteman. This part is employees only. Will this go up there? Oh, yes it will. Like right there. I like that. And it keeps the green theme. You know how there are some things when you grow up in your parents' home and then you move out that you just think are normal and are expected everywhere. So you just kind of keep them because like that's how you've always done it. That is how I think the Finch family would be with the signs that are in the main house and in the junk pile. I think that both the boys, because we talked about Daniel's room inside, I think both the boys would just be kind of like, yeah, this is how you decorate. This isn't weird. I learned a lot about things that only my family did when I first got a roommate. I think everybody does. You get to figure out what parts are weird. Okay, that is a sweet little general trader. I really like this. Is there junk that we can put down for him? I know I have a ton of junk. I was thinking weapons, but I opened it up and saw a Braxo cleaner, and I actually really like the idea that he would be leaning more into helping people with like useful things, not trying to resell family heirlooms and weapons, but things like cleaner. I'm looking for like useful everyday items. Cooking pan could be good. Oh, but I know it sits kind of weird. You'll see what I mean when we see it. We have the Deathclaw hand and Deathclaw hide from our last week's adventure. Ooh, drinking glasses would be another good thing. Duct tape. We could do a paint can. Do I have another paint can? Solvent would be good. Let's stack these things up and see how we feel. I really do think his goal was always to help his family. He didn't mean for it to go badly. This will be like our tool zone. Yeah. We'll do a paint can on top of here. Yeah, there we go. Some solvent. Oh, I didn't think that would go to the bottom shelf, but I like it on the bottom shelf. Everything wants to go on the middle shelf, unless I aim for the top shelf. Do you see what I mean with this cooking pan? It just kind of like, it tilts like that. And I don't know how to make it not do that. But maybe it is just that top heavy. some drinking glasses, some duct tape, and we'll imagine that there's lots of other goodies in. Is that gonna? Ooh, I didn't expect it to do that. We'll imagine there's lots of other goodies inside the filing cabinet and this cabinet too. So he's just got some stuff. Some stuff on top, some signs, a little plant. Oh, that's so lovely for him. It's not yours, Preston. And since the General Traders is here, and we know this settlement does get some people coming in and out, I'd like to replace the cooking station with a, what's the word, campfire, and then sort of put seats around it. Like invite people to do that more purposefully. Patio chair. Patio chair. Yeah. So we've kind of started to wall off the junk pile in a natural way with the General Trader. And then I always think about if you were a trader where the Brahmin trough would go. Because I think traders would like to keep them sort of nearby. You know what I mean? So maybe here would be a good place. Just ignore that other deathclaw. Don't even mind it. Hey, guess what? I have a job for you. You work here now. And we'll put him in this bed. Amazing. Look at you. Oh, that's so lovely. And I think we have time for one more thing. And I'd like to start putting a new structure down. Oh, I do want to clean this up because it's so yucky. But I think I'd like to start putting a structure down. And I think I would like to attract some more people here as well. So let's feel out where that would go. Because I don't think anybody in the family is a doctor. I think they're mostly experienced in farming. So we might have to attract a doctor. But we could do like a small clinic back here. And I'm talking real small. How small can we do a clinic? Because I feel like this would be one person shack, or maybe even 2 roommates. If we use the bigger walls, I bet we can put a clinic stuff in here. Clinicians would be so valuable. Although I don't suppose they'd really even need a ton of medical knowledge. They would have the resources of, if they could find any books from before the war, like they have the knowledge of the world has done medicine before. They just don't have the personal experience of it. And I wonder how far you'd be able to get with that. All right. This is kind of cool. This mini micro clinic. Because this won't fit unless we make it an outdoor one. Oh, we could fit a full one if we scooch it over. That's interesting. I like it more on the other side, just so then you see it says clinic when you walk in. So if we squeeze this back there for them. Yeah, this is cute. And if we have a reason to attract a new settler, I like the idea that Jake or Daniel might find like a partner in that if we open up the settlement to more people. Not necessarily, you know, one of them's going to date the doctor, but just like hypothetically, they could if she's cute. I don't know. I want to give our hypothetical cute doctor a little bed, and let's scooch this over even more. And could I be using a smaller clinic? Yes. Actually, the larger clinic does bring more happiness, but it's such a trade-off. And I think I'd be okay. I think I will be okay using this clinic instead. If I can if I can find my footing enough to center it, then I will be okay. And then even, no, I was going to say turn it sideways, but if her personal area is going to be here on the right, let's look for a tall bookshelf trick to kind of wall that off like we do. Which way does this bed go? Oh, I think that works. That's a good personal zone. Oh, and then maybe we could do it like this. Hold on, let's walk outside and see how that feels. There's a shelf to your left, there's the clinic part to your right, and we can do a little chair back there even. I think that's lovely. Yeah. We'll do... Oh, there's so many good chair options. Okay, let's do a stool for the person working behind the counter, which I know technically they will not use. But if I was sitting at a counter all day, I would love the option of sitting down. So we'll do a little stool for that. And then I like the idea of just like a really tiny area for you to be able to sit and talk to the doctor. Can we still walk through that? Yeah. So like if you come in, you're talking to the doctor here, and then they say, take a seat so I can take your blood pressure. You could sit down here, she could sit down here, and then you have a little space to talk. And I think that's really nice. And obviously that doesn't give us a ton of space for storage, so we can work around that with a shelf. I think this one works just fine. Yeah. I do want a rug or just something between these two chairs to make it feel less scary, you know? Which maybe is just like a single floor mat. And I'm not purposely rug glitching here. I just want it to be like between them, you know? So we'll reposition that a little better. That's cute. And we don't have room for a sink, but this could be a good place for the cleanliness vault poster, or like take your meds or something. Honestly, extermination is everyone's job. I like it because they would definitely all be squishing bugs. Okay, so now her little personal room is sort of back here. Is there something I can do in this in-between? I think there is. And it's called a plant. One of you challenged me to do a room without any plants. And I was terrified to my core and pretended I didn't see it. But maybe I will do that as a challenge at some point. Let's look for another wall decoration for this back wall, just because we have such an opportunity for something cool. Oh, we are right on the beach, so I wouldn't mind the hanging buoys. That brings some color to the clinic. And if we're doing our clinic like a little sit down and work with me, I think that's fun. And then I think you can do a painting on the back of this bookshelf. So I like the idea of giving her something like, I don't know, that's maybe sort of embarrassing to her. Ooh, I bet we have room. Hold on, we'll come back. We will come back to the cat painting, but I bet we have room for a tiny little table like this right here. If we scooch this bed into the corner enough, and then we scooch this right up against the back of the bookshelf. Neither of that is actually any closer, but you can see I tried. Because sometimes we can do these like a little cattywampus in a way that makes it look like it's resting on the table. And look at how cute that is. Like a private cat painting for her. She doesn't want anybody to know that she's a cat lady. That's adorable. And now I'm just looking for some lights. Ooh, there are so many Halloween things. No, lights would be there. Let's just scroll back to the left. Where are my little candles? There we go. We can do... I think oil lamp sometimes seems more appropriate for a clinic, so we'll give her an oil lamp. And can we do another one back here? Will this go on the shelf? Oh, looks like it will. Oh, how lovely is that? And let's put down some meds. We can do some buff out. That looks like it'll stand upright, which is always good. Do I have Radix? Oh, I didn't mean to take it. I do that all the time. Radix is my favorite thing to put on shelves. And I was looking if I had any purified water. And it doesn't look like I do. Oh, look at how perfectly these things all landed on the shelf. I want to try and arrange this so we can get the label facing out. Oh, looks like we can. How delightful. And then this one, I'm just worried about it tipping over. But I think we can do it. That one's too far back. I didn't realize the shelf had a... Ooh. The shelf has a gap back there. I'm just playing with the angle that we can rotate this at until we get... Yep, there we go. Oh, that's wonderful. And then maybe we can put some other stuff on the shelf too. Like usually I don't put stuff like Radaway down just because it's not as, you don't get the height on a shelf, but you would get it if it's on a bookshelf. 69 stim bags, nice. I'm sorry. We could do some mentats.
What? Was it broken?
Preston doesn't understand decorating. It's my Barbie dream house, Ken. Okay. There. Oh, I think that's so lovely. Wait, let's appreciate the inside before we come back out. So we've got the bookshelf with some grab and go prescription stuff, and then we've got some more of the like over-the-counter stuff back here behind the clinic where she can sit and work. We've got to find her, but then she's got this lovely little private cat lady bedroom, and just That's so delightful. The settlement, I think, is going to be really glad to find her. We'll slap a door on. Yeah. Red, because I think it says medic. And then she does have like a pretty good view of the water. So I think we give her another little patio table in case she wants to host company, one of the brothers, I don't know, or a patient who's coming to ask after hours questions. And let's do the upright oil lamp like this. Oh, that's so lovely. Before I walk away, I want her to have a little shrub, and my favorite way to do a little shrub is with a little mute fruit, just like that. I think that's absolutely perfectly lovely for her. Okay. I think that's, oh, hi Abigail. I think that's a pretty good place for us to put a pin in it. I know there's more to do. Well, there's a lot more to do. We were going to have another episode either way. I know there's more to do. My Rad-X wore off. Shocker. I know there's more to do. I want to do maybe somewhere for them to eat, I think would be nice. They've got all this great junk. I'm not going to scrap anything that's on the walls, even when we get to this point. But we can't move these beds. So I'm thinking this will stay kind of as a farmer house for new farmers that we will attract at some point. We've got the farmer or the clinic shack there. We've got the greenhouse here, which just turned out so beautifully. I love the greenhouse. Maybe eventually we'll do like a fence for the Brahmin. We'll get rid of the temporary setup once we're all set with other stuff. Jake doesn't quite know how to get inside yet, but I believe in him. This build is really coming together. All right, I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me, the General of the Minutemen, as we work together to make the Commonwealth safer one settlement at a time. If you enjoyed this build, please do check out my playlist of all my other builds. And we are coming up so close on 10,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough. It is such a joy to make these videos, see your comments, see the settlements you make. It really warms my heart, and I'm so excited to celebrate in a live stream when we get there. Thank you again. I will see you next week. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.